The movie The Blind Side addresses the question of why am I here? The movie is about the willingness to love a stranger in extraordinary ways. It's one thing to feel compassion and love to others, but it's another to feel so deeply that you commit to doing something to profoundly change another's life. Real love and caring are always accompanied by action that makes a difference in someone's life. Jesus explained this kind of caring by telling the following story. A man who was traveling was robbed, beaten, and left half dead. At different times, two people passed by this man, saw him, but didn't help him. Then another man, someone whose social status was significantly lower than the other two people, saw the man. Instead of walking by, he stopped, bandaged his wounds, and brought him to the inn, where he paid for his lodging. Jesus made the point that this is the model for loving one's neighbor and his followers should adopt. This is Luke chapter 10, verse 25 through 37. I feel that we are put on this earth to fulfill some sort of purpose. Many individuals go through life questioning why God has made us who we are. I know for myself I have questioned why God put me in this life. Whenever I was questioned, I found myself coming back to the same answer time and time again. We are put on this earth so that we can walk into someone's lives and change that, making them the best versions of themselves. We are here to touch the lives around us. The Blind Side also addressed the question of where did I come from? Even though Michael came from such a different physical place as the family, they all came from God's work. As you consider the question, where did I come from? In two main ways. Either you came as a process of evolution, or you were created by a God who cares and loves you. In Psalm 139, verse 15 through 16, David was speaking to the Lord and saying, "You know all my parts and had them numbered before they were even formed in my mother's womb." The Bible teaches us that every human being who has ever breathed an intuitive knowledge of the existence of God. It may not be clear, but it is there. We may come from very different backgrounds, but we all came from God. I consider my life when I'm thinking about this heavy question. God has handcrafted me into the strong-willed, independent, determined girl that I am. This sets me apart from many, but not a lot. See, we are all crafted by God's image, no matter our differences. We may come from different houses, different towns, but we are all coming from and living for our God. The Blind Side addressed the last question of where am I going? Throughout the movie, there is a large thematic area that is focused on going through life and touching those around you during this journey. The Tui family is going through a normal life as Michael is going through his normal ways as well. Their lives connect as they are going on their separate ways. We are put on this journey and going through life to connect with others along the way. We are going to touch the lives of others. Each of you should use whatever gifts you have and receive to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. This is from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. Our lives are best determined by the amount of people that we touch in the world around us. There are times where I sit and I think to myself, what will I amount to? I have come to the realization that you won't know until you have done it. One cannot know what they will amount to because what would be the point in it? God has shown us nothing more about fulfillment in life than touching the lives of those who are around us. It is spoken numerous times in the Bible. Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought to love one another. 1 John chapter 4, verse 11.